All right, we'll get started here, everybody. Yeah, really fun day. I'm thankful for a beautiful day of weather. I think our fans responded and showed out and made it a lot of fun for our players. It was just great to see them back in the stands. We don't ever take it for granted. Certainly after this game was taken from us last year, so it was a lot of fun to be ready to play it. Our guys were ready to play. And I think overall, you'd say a successful spring game. The format, we knew we kind of took a shot in the dark a little bit with the format and actually worked out to make it pretty competitive and interesting there at the end. But more than that, I thought our players, handled the majority of the day well. There was some really good, clean football. I thought some young guys that stepped up and got some nerves out and made some plays and got a feel for what it's like to play in one of the great football stadiums in America. It looks like we came out pretty injury-free. So, overall a successful day and a good cap to end our spring.
Okay, everybody, this is Mike. A little bit different than usual. Please use the raise hand feature today instead of the chat. The chat is not working for me. We'll start with Barry Trammell. Go ahead, Barry.
Yeah, Lincoln. You guys were when you were at your midfield huddle after the game. At one point, everybody cheered really loudly. Did something special happen there? Or?
Yeah. We announced to the team that we're putting Drake Stoops on scholarship, which was obviously super popular with our guys. It's been a long time coming. Honestly, he's earned it before this, and we've been a little slow to use any of these scholarships with so many of these rules changing right now. Just kind of trying to get a lay of the land and get a feel for where we're going to be. But knew about 2 weeks ago that we were going to go ahead and do this here, and thought here at the end of the spring game would be a fun way to do it. And you could see the respect our team has for Drake and the way he works every single day, because there wasn't a guy down there that wasn't thrilled for him.
What I was going to ask you about today is, this is a good day, everybody's having fun. Do you now have to go into worry mode that guys might put themselves in the transfer portal? We saw the guy from Arkansas come in here, did that after a week ago in Fayetteville.
I wouldn't say worry mode. We get that's part of our part of our life now. That's just kind of part of our everyday world. And so certainly any time a period ends, we're going to sit down and have exit meetings with players and talk about what we saw from the spring and prospects going forward and answer questions that they have. So we're you guys have heard me say it on here a lot. We're always very proactive with that. We want there to always be ongoing discussions and you understand this is a time where we'll probably have a few guys that we're going to have that kind of discussion with, and we're not shying away from it. We're not nervous about it. That's just kind of the way it goes right now. So we'll have a meeting with each and every player, and if there's anything like that we have to address, then we certainly will.
Let's go to Joe Bettner.
Lincoln, wanted to just ask you overall about the running backs as a whole, but it seemed like Eric Gray had a really nice performance today. I'm wondering what you thought about him and his ability to kind of make some plays in the open field.
Yeah, he had the best day of the group, and I thought he ran the most aggressively, kept his footing, did some nice things. So I thought, I thought he was really impressive, and no surprise. He kind of just one of those guys that shows up and works every day, and you know what you're going to get out of him each and every day, and so been impressed there. Kennedy had a couple limited opportunities. He slipped on the one that looked like maybe had a chance to go a little ways, and I thought he was okay on the others. And wasn't a ton of production out of the other two guys I can remember off the top of my head. So, it's a group. I'll say this. That group's had a good spring. All four of those guys have really had some bright moments and done some really good things this spring. But with that, we have really high expectations for that group. There's not a reason in the world, in our opinion, why that group shouldn't perform at an elite level and do it day in and day out and game in and game out. So we clearly, got some work to do, but excited about what we do have in there.
Thanks, Lincoln.
You're welcome.
Garen Emig.
Yeah, Lincoln, can I ask you about the defense? I assume you feel better about where you are now even than when you started the spring. Assuming the answer is yes, I do. Why is that?
Well, I mean, I think first thing has been just our defensive line. The depth, the talent we have there. We didn't play a few guys there today, but still, I mean, that's I think got a chance to really be a good group. I love the leadership and the big game experience, playmaking ability we have in the linebacking core, and then. I think the secondary could turn out about 100 different ways right now, but excited to see how that group grows and what we can be there, because we certainly have, I think, more position battles going on in that secondary. We absolutely have more length than we've ever had, in my time here at Oklahoma, which is exciting, and it's been a very competitive group. So, yeah, a lot of things that you love. I feel like we have a chance to be good at all three levels of the defense, and now having a chance to be good and being good are certainly two different things, and we got a lot of work to be done. But there's going to be, I think, an opportunity to really field a strong defense, and I've enjoyed the way those guys are working and the job that our coaches are doing there.
Thank you.
Let's go to Kerry Murdoch.
Lincoln, I'm sorry, I got a new computer. Can you hear me okay?
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm just curious, one of the things that stood out today was just how tight the coverages were in your secondary. Bryson Washington on Stogner in the end zone, Billy Bowman. Is that just kind of something that you've noticed that's a difference in camp with them overall?
Yeah, and I think that's, I think it goes back. I think Coach Granch and Coach Manning do a tremendous job of teaching coverage and teaching the fundamentals, whether it's press, whether it's off, whether it's man, whether it's zone. They're just so detailed, and they have a great foundation and a great belief system in what they're teaching, and our guys, they really do a good job of implementing that with our players, and you can just see that. And so, we've had guys in this program that I think, as they've got under these two coaches, their coverage ability has just really risen and really improved. And now I think you're seeing a group that overall can really stick to some people and can make things tough. And give credit to our coaches. I think I give a lot of credit to the players, and then the amount of competition we have in that room. Because our guys know right now, you get run by. You're not sticking to people in coverage. You make mental mistakes, other people are going to be in the game. And that's just the reality when you have the depth and competition that we do, and it's a great thing to have.
Has that been frustrating for you in camp, being the offensive coordinator?
Yeah. During the actual moment when I'm calling a play, yes, and then the second it's over, I'm happy they're on my team.
Ryan Aber.
Yeah, Lincoln, wondering what you made of Caleb Williams' play today, both with his arm and his feet. And just how have you seen his understanding and comfort level of this offense evolve here during the spring?
Yeah, I thought Caleb was solid. I thought he was pretty decisive on the day, which is, you guys hear me use that word all the time, when referencing quarterbacks, but that's, I think, so important at that position. And I thought he had one of the most decisive days that he probably had all spring out there today. So he just kind of felt calm and in control really the whole time. But made good decisions, made some pretty good throws, got the ball out of his hands. So, yeah, I thought he, for first time out there and kind of in that moment, I thought he did a nice job. And, he's still got so many things to clean up and learn, as we go forward. But, I think, he certainly has, ability to do a lot of things well and showed some of those things today.
How tough is it to get guys to that point where they are decisive and making those decisions as quickly as they have to at this level?
Yeah, it takes time. There's learning it, just simply where does this guy go on this play? What do I do? And then there's just a deeper understanding of it and learning to be decisive, learning to get the ball out of their hands, anticipating things. And that's, he's kind of in that phase now. He's getting to the point where he has, for the most part, a pretty good idea of obviously what people are doing on plays, and he's starting to see and understand it more. But it's reps, it's time together, it's time that he and any other player in our program spend outside of here on it, and the more you put into it, the faster it comes.
Appreciate it, Lincoln.
You're welcome.
John Hoover.
Lincoln, I'm wondering if you're able to update us on Bridges and McGowan status.
No update. We're kind of like everybody else, just letting this thing play out from a legal standpoint, and then we'll make any decisions we've got to make from there.
Okay. Are you able to comment on Mike Woods yet?
No.
No. Okay. Real question then. What do you think of the offensive line today with all the injuries, all the movement, all the stuff going on? Looked like the guys up front were pretty solid on both units.
Yeah, I thought they were. I thought they, didn't have just a ton of pressures. I thought the centers, it looked like snapped well, and we were in the right call the majority of the time. Had a couple of mistakes, but did some good things. We've had a number of guys that have really improved, and one thing we've really made a point of, really this entire spring with the O-line and really all positions is just, we don't have a starting group. We don't have an A group. We've rotated guys all over the place, and just trying to really, do what we tell these guys we're going to do, which is take a step back and just look at everybody, no preconceived notions, not based on what you've done before, and let's see who is performing in the moment right now. And so we have worked with a lot of different combinations, and I think some of those young guys have really grown and done some good things, and are certainly going to be pushing for playing time. And it's made another room there very competitive. Especially when you add Robinson and Anton and a couple of those guys into the fold as well.
Thanks, Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a couple more. James Hale and then Josh Calloway.
Lincoln, you had a chance to play a number of your young players today. So from that standpoint, it was a great scrimmage. And you got so many guys in. Clayton Smith made a bunch of plays, and you had a bunch of guys that were flying around. Got to feel good about your youth and your depth in your program, don't you?
Yeah, that was one of the big goals of the day, is to get those guys exposed. To let them get out there, let them feel what it's like, see who's gonna rise their game up and really do what they've been coached to do. And I thought, the majority of the young guys handled it well and showed up and made some plays. So spring game's valuable for everybody, but certainly for those young guys, just to kind of get that feel. Now, like I said, told them it'll be a little bit different when there's 60,000 more people in there come September.
Right.
But today was a great start.
Thanks, Lincoln.
You're welcome.
Josh Calloway.
Yeah, Lincoln, just want to ask about one of those young guys, Mario Williams. Seemed to be one of the better receivers out there. They don't have his stats right in front of you. Had the 50-yarder. Just what you thought about his, first game action, I guess, with OU.
Yeah, he did some good things. He fumbled the reverse. Other than that, he made a great play. Very competitive play down the field that honestly DJ Graham made a great play on too. It was pretty impressive, honestly, by both those guys. So I thought he did some nice things. He's had a pretty good spring. Majority of days have been productive days, and he's certainly got some burst and some ability. I think everybody can see that. So, excited what he can do, and I think he's certainly going to have a chance to be a contributor for us.